Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So the news today is competitive tournaments made easy, apparently. So let's dig into this a little bit. So Outplay Games is what we're going to talk about today, but Outplay Games has not come from nowhere. If we scroll down here, this is a medium, we can see here that suddenly we're talking about Alto games, Alto.io, and in 2018 they're doing lots of things here, they're partnering up with people. Partnering up with Hedera Hashgraph. They ran their own crypto challenge, crypto games challenge. And what Alto was all about was letting developers create NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So basically game items that the players own and can trade and do things with. That was what Alto was about. Things have changed. Things have moved on. So now we are talking about Outplay Games, not Alto Games. If I can get that sentence right. And Outplay Games, it's the same people. It's a rebranding. So let's go and have a look and find out kind of what that rebranding's about. So Chase Frio is the CEO. He was the CEO of Alto. He's now the CEO of Outplay. And what's interesting here, so we have a rebranding in terms of names and a pivot, a business pivot in terms of the direction. So let's see what Chase has to say. So last year we dabbled in building tools that focused on NFTs and interoperable game items. While we still believe that this is going to challenge the status quo of how games are made in the future, this year we want to take a different approach. And we want to help crypto use cases and adoption via game tournaments and crypto payouts. So this is what Outplay is all about. Interesting. So an SDK and an API that developers can integrate into their games, existing games as well as new games. And why would they do that? So they can host tournaments. So you can have PvP, head-to-head playing, head-to-head kind of battles, or pool tournaments. So a pool tournament might be the next day. Whoever wants to play, as many people as possible can play this tournament. The point being, there will be a crypto reward component. So people will effectively will have to pay into these tournaments. And the winner or the winners will take a cut. Will take the kind of bulk of the pool. This is quite popular in mobile games at the moment with platforms like Skills. So those kind of things, they're real money. So I might pay $1 to enter a tournament, and the winner might take like 90% of what's been pulled in there. Or I might play someone head to head, and we both put in $1, and the winner gets $1.90, and then the developer and the platform get the rest. That's their cut. So this is interesting that it's taking an existing kind of a idea. It's actually been pretty popular at the moment. Obviously plays in with esports and that sort of thing, or kind of widens out esports into becoming something that can go into any game. And now it adds this with a crypto reward using smart contract. Smart contract just being a bit of automatically executed code that when you put an input in, it does certain outputs. So this is kind of interesting. The Outplay currently working on Ethereum, but it's going to be, I think they will be platform agnostic in a sense in terms of what blockchains they want to go on. So the Near protocol is a new blockchain coming out. Obviously, Alto had deals with people like Hedera Hashgraph. Obviously, there's loads of other blockchains that are kind of into this stuff. Wax, obviously, EOS-based one that's kind of pretty popular. So we'll see where this goes. I guess what's interesting is that Alto pretty heavily into the blockchain space. Their kind of sister company is Altitude Games, which is making battle racers. So that's a NFT-based game running on Ethereum, when you kind of own these vehicle parts and you put them together to create these vehicles, and then you race them. Presumably, Outplay's technology will probably come to battle races. You would imagine that they would be testing that out as well. But what they're doing is they're kind of seeing the problem that the kind of industry has had with slow adoption of NFTs. NFTs are very, very powerful, but you have to build the games right. So you have to have NFTs that are useful within the game. You have problems with kind of game balancing. If you have these NFTs, then you can get this kind of play to win mechanic, which some people like. In Asia, generally play to win is that's why people spend money in games, is to pay to win. They want to win, so they pay money. In the West, we feel that's a bit unfair that the person with the most money is more likely to win. So there are issues around NFTs. And more generally, I think we've kind of understood in the industry that interoperability, while a brilliant idea, is really, really difficult to bring and make successful. So there's quite a lot of games, blockchain games, do have interoperability, but it's quite hard to make that more than a gimmick. And I think the kind of Alto moving away from its business model of NFT tools is a recognition of that fact. The other thing is, I guess we haven't seen blockchain games take off in the same way as we expected. So there's not so many people trying to use these tools, and there are quite a lot of other developers making kind of this sort of platform tool. So Engine has its own minting procedure where you can mint things on the blockchain. So there's that, and then pretty much every other game developer who's in the blockchain game space is also offering tools. So we have Blockade Games doing tools. We have Gods Unchained developer Immutable offering tools. We have Axie Infinity offering tools. We have CryptoKitty developer Dapper Labs doing their Flow blockchain. So there's quite a lot of stuff going on. So it kind of makes sense to kind of focus on something different, I think, with for Alto, or as we now should call them, OUTPLAY. Is that right? OUTPLAY games. Yeah, I have to get it right in my head. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. So this is Blockchain Gaming World Daily, where we daily go through a interesting news story and look at the trends around blockchain games. So if you're into blockchain games, please do subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, in the comments box they go, please. Thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you again soon.